Welcome to Rockin' Kentucky Blue, the podcast where we are serious about our Cats. Join two card-carrying Blue Rockin' members of the Big Blue Nation as they keep you up to date on the latest happenings of the University of Kentucky Wildcats. Here are your hosts, one calm member of the sports media, Michelle Mamba Brown, and one crazy fan, Jay Hayes.
And welcome to Rockin' Kentucky Blue. I have to wait for my face to pop up before I can speak. It's a new thing.
Yeah.
This is episode 47, and aptly enough, given what just happened here, it's titled Starting Over.
Starting over. Yeah.
Well, and I have my trusty sidekick with me.
Jerry's in the building. In the house.
Jerry, there you go. Show him your face. There it is. Okay. Yeah, we're a little bit later than normal tonight, but that's all my fault. Had to do the grandmother thing. Sorry. It just happens, you know.
Hey. It's all good.
Getting to be close to Christmas time. The weather's starting to get a little bit dodgy from day to day. Like our deck outside my building, kind of a little bit icy here and there. So I said, I'm not going out. That's my solution. I don't fall down steps if I don't walk down them in the first place.
True. I mean.
So, you know, and if I did fall down to be an injury, then I'd have to start all over, learn how to walk.
Yeah.
But like Christmas coming up. So like the next week, and we talk about it now while we can remember, because we might forget at the end of the episode. Next week, we're going to be on Wednesday night. Not Thursday night, because Thursday night, we're 1 week from Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I'm glad you said something because I would have forgot.
Well, right, you have your pen and paper, write it down.
Right.
At 9:03 p.m., Mamba told me we're having a show on Wednesday.
So next Wednesday. Got it.
It'll be on Wednesday. Yes.
Yeah. What day is it? Wednesday.
The 23rd. Yes, the 23rd.
Yeah.
I thought if you wanted the date. 8:30, but, you know, just a different day. And a lot of you probably will be doing things on Christmas Eve and wouldn't be listening to us that night anyhow.
Yeah.
So we're doing you a favor. You'll thank us. And if you don't thank it, you can send us money. Sending us money, that works.
I love receiving money for sure.
If you want to send some money, you hit me up in DM. I'll give you my PayPal information. Ship it right on in.
Right.
But it's like we're starting over with women's basketball. We're starting over with men's basketball. We're starting over with football to an extent.
Yeah.
Everything is like, just like I said, it's like starting over.
Yeah, everything is
it's new.
New coaches. Coaches that were coaches are now actually coaching coaches. So everything's new.
Got a bunch of new early signees for football.
Yeah. A lot of in-state guys.
They got a new virtual sellout campaign, so they're starting new with that.
Yes, and I haven't got to see anything about this. I read your outline, but so we'll
cover that. So that matter of fact, we could probably even start with that before we get into the meat of everything else, because it'd just be kind of a quick deal here. But what the University of Kentucky is doing, and they are self-supporting their athletic department. They don't take any money from the general fund or from the university budget, but a lot of their income is ticket sales and the associated K-Fund donations that go with the season ticket packages.
Right.
And, they're not punishing any fans that don't get the whole season ticket thing this year. They understand not everybody wants to get out in crowds, and they can only put so many people in there anyway. So you got to make up the difference somewhere.
Yeah.
So this is what they're offering. It's the new virtual sellout campaign. And this is for 2021 men's basketball game. You can pay $30, and for $30, you get collectible tickets from the home games. They're souvenirs. They're not, they're not going to actually game tickets. They're going to get you in anywhere.
Right. When you said that, like, and for $30, I felt like you were going to say, but wait, there's more.
But there is.
Okay.
Well, not much. They commemorate Kentucky's 8 national championships, as well as jerseys that have been retired in Rupp Arena honoring past UK greats. Now, I guess it's for $50. That's where I get to say, wait, there's more.
Yeah.
There's a virtual premium seat for $50. It includes 2 sheets of the commemorative tickets, plus an entry to win a pair of tickets to a 2021 men's basketball game and a chance to win a UK gear pack.
Okay.
But there's another option. For the paltry sum of $100, fans can get the virtual VIP package, and that gives you 4 of the commemorative ticket packs. So 16 tickets are, I guess, altogether in that, however that works. A chance to win a UK gear pack, a chance to win a pair of tickets to a 2021 men's basketball game, 2 tickets to a 2021 non-conference football game based on availability, and a chance to win a VIP experience at a 2021 home football game.
Okay.
So, like I said, if you like just memorabilia type things, the commemorative tickets. I mean, I used to save my tickets all the time when
I got a little cigar box full of old tickets that I kept over the time. I don't know why. Why do we keep those tickets?
Well, it's kind of cool to look back because they'll have players that were on that year's team.
Yeah.
And sometimes they go back and have players from championship teams from decades ago. I mean, it's just plus it proves to everybody you were there.
Okay.
You don't get that ticket if you didn't. I mean, I guess you could have shaken down one of your friends, but
yeah, I mean,
but
I always get the ticket with the walk-on player on the ticket. That's
but
the game.
The other thing which helped me over the years is it's just been to a lot of games. Sometimes you forget when you're not a season ticket holder. Was that the game I sat there, or was that the game I sat there? Or
right
now, like there's a couple I know when I went to the North Carolina game, 2004.
Now you're gonna have to get your ticket out and look.
I know we were both ranked, and it was a tight game.
Right.
And I was in the upper arena, but I was only about 4 rows up. But that's when the place got kind of nuts. And somebody that was on the very last row, because North Carolina had built up a lead, we came back, tied the game. We're in the final 2 minutes.
Yeah.
We ultimately won the game. That's the important thing. But after we tied it, and everybody's losing their collective minds.
Right.
And apparently the guy that was on the very top row, he was jumping up and down on the bleacher. Didn't matter because that's the back row, until he slipped and fell into the person in front of him, who then lost their balance and fell into the person. And you know how steep it is in the arena.
Yes.
And it was a whole domino effect. And like I said, I'm on row 3. There's not a lot of room between me and that rail that pitches you right over.
Yeah.
Because that was back before they had the little media things. You didn't have that little landing spot.
Right.
And while we're cheering, all of a sudden this guy behind me grabs me around the rib cage, and I'm getting ready to punch him. Like, who do you think you are? And I turned around, and I realized he had grabbed me because here comes this wave of humanity falling down, and he kept me, so that stopped at that point. So I didn't go tumbling down. I was frightening. I was like, man, it's a good thing we won the game, or I would have been like really irritated if I had gotten the crap scared out of me like that for no good reason.
Right.
So anyhow, you can go to ukathletics.com. You can find out all the details, how you can get your virtual sellout package of your choice. And nobody's going to say, wait, there's more unless you spend at least $50. You got to spend at least $50. Big news in football. I did mention we got the early signees. They were sending those NLIs. Is that what they are now? They're no longer LOIs. Now they're national letters of intent as opposed to just letter of intent.
Right.
Yeah, so we've changed the acronym. But seemed to be pretty much everybody that had given a verbal at this point seemed to be signing those letters. And, I remember one of Stoops' first years here, when we did that, everybody sent their letter and we didn't have anybody flip, nobody that backed out. And I thought, of course, I never followed signing day because, like I said, and I still believe this, until I see them on campus.
Yeah.
It's a soft commit at best.
Yeah.
But, I thought that was just like kind of a normal thing, and then found out how rare it is for any school to get all of their commitments to actually sign their letters.
Yeah.
And to do it on the first day.
Yeah. I kept seeing, I'm at work, of course, but I kept seeing the little cartoons with the music from Kentucky Athletics pop up, like on Instagram. Egg. I kept seeing
the gram. You call it
those.
We're losing followers because of your insistence on. Yeah, we are.
No, I disagree.
No, you can disagree. I've gotten messages about people like they're not going to listen to us because you call it egg.
Because I say egg. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm calling it egg because that's what it is.
It's not egg.
And I'm starting a thing. See, this is what I'm trying to get you to get on board with.
No, because it sounds stupid.
I'm starting something here.
You're starting something that sounds stupid.
No, it's awesome, really.
No, you go with the gram or you go with the Insta.
Right. Okay. Well, I kept seeing those little cartoons.
Egg sounds like you got something stuck in the back of your throat that you need to hack up.
I mean, that's kind of what it is.
No,
really.
No.
But anyway, I kept seeing the cartoons that Kentucky Athletics kept putting out, and they were really cool. They, but I was wondering how they came up with the music. Was that like the kids' choice of music, or how did they go about that?
I did not hear what the story was on the music, but I would assume that there may have been input from the players because that's kind of what you want to do. You want to make it, until they do get on campus and they start practicing, let it be about them for a few minutes, because then, once they get here, it's all about team, and you just got to sit there until you actually do something that makes it about you.
Yeah.
And even then, it better still be about the team.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was really cool of Kentucky Athletics to do. So, big shout out to them. They did a great job.
Well, it's a stranger. I feel at least that little glimmer of hope. You see people now get the vaccine has arrived. Granted, limited doses, but the fact that people are getting vaccinated, that tells me that this time next year we're going to do normal stuff.
I'm hoping so. Yeah.
I'm actually thinking by around June, July, we're going to be really getting close to normal.
Yeah.
I think March, April, it'll be a lot more relaxed, but I also think people will still, if you're going to be out, you're still going to need that mask. You just do that. Just do it.
Oh, just do it.
There's nothing in the Constitution that says that the government can't make you wear a mask. So drop that whole violating your personal freedom crap. Your freedom ends where my freedom begins. Don't ever forget that.
I'm like this. Do whatever you want. I don't care.
No.
Do what you want.
Well,
I'm not going to argue with nobody like,
But see, that's how
I'm
we're
not
in
wearing
this
a mask.
mess.
I'm not wearing them. I'm not going to argue with somebody about that.
And that's how we're in this mess, because there's people that are too stupid to wear a mask and have stupid reasons for not wearing a mask. And my whole point is, you not wearing a mask impacts my freedom. So once your choice impacts me, it's no longer your choice. You don't have that freedom. Wear your daggone mask, wash your daggone hands, and stay 6 feet away. And that's what we did Monday night when we're trying to record a Christmas Eve service. We want to put on a service. We can't have it with, everybody coming to church.
Right.
So we want to have a music service that involves as many as and we got probably 30 people in our praise team. We tried to involve as many, but we came in, you stand here, you can sit. I mean, everybody had to sit. Basically, we all had our little seats 10 feet apart. So while these people are on the stage, and when you look on the stage, it looks like we're kind of close together. No, man, I couldn't spit on any of them if I had tried. I mean, not even in my youth. I mean, it would have taken one of those big sideline fans behind me with the spit to carry it to the next person. We're a lot further apart.
Right.
We can do that. We washed our hands in between everything. They were sterilizing microphones in between every song. How difficult is it to wear a freaking mask? Yeah. Just do it. Don't screw up sports in the spring and next summer. Don't do it. I will hunt you down. I will hunt you down like the dog that you are. That's what I will do. Wow. So anyway, starting over with a lot of recruits.
Yeah.
I haven't heard really many decisions yet from any of the seniors that may take advantage of another year of eligibility, which they all have that option for next year.
Yeah. Big question is Josh Ali. A lot of people want Josh Ali back. I mean, I do for sure, but yeah.
Well, there's a handful of them. I'd like to have Landon Young back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's quite a bit of that big blue wall. Keep coming back.
Yeah.
Which they've been nominated for. I can't keep all the award names straight, and I apologize. Maybe I'm supposed to, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, me either. They've made.
I have a hard enough time remembering what I had for lunch today, and you're going to ask me to remember all these awards.
They have made too many awards.
Yeah, next is going to be an award for the best award creator.
Yeah.
You created, yeah. I mean, that's. But anyway, there is an award for the top offensive line in college football, and the Big Blue Wall did get nominated, so they're in the mix for that.
Yeah. Well, we do know pretty much that Terry Wilson is gone. He came out and said so himself. So
he did.
So we know that.
But like I said, most of them played their cards pretty close to the vest.
Yeah.
And I suspect we'll hear a lot of that after whatever the bowl game is. And that's fair too. Why, I think anything prior to that is a distraction.
Right, right.
Just play the bowl game, and if it's your last, and then you can always say, that's how and maybe the outcome of the bowl game determines their decision.
Yeah. Now we'll know the bowl game this Monday, right? Is that right?
That's what I understand.
Barnhart's going to announce Monday, I believe.
That's what I've heard. So
okay.
I don't guarantee anything because we're not there yet. We got to stay in football. So Eddie Grant and Darren Henshaw, they made their exit.
Yeah.
But what about this Liam Coen?
It was quick. That was really quick.
Really quick. And when you saw Stoops sit down for his Zoom press conference.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him that giddy since the 10 wins 2 years ago. I mean, he was just about ready to pop out of his seat, happy giggly.
Yeah, he's excited.
He knew who he wanted, or he knew who he had a good idea he wanted, but he said, 5 minutes into the interview, and all I'm thinking is, I got to make this happen.
Yeah.
So, what do you know about Liam Coen?
I don't know anything. Just what I've read, playing with the Rams. everything that I've read that he's done, he's been successful. So, I mean, other than that, I don't know anything. I think he's unproven, to be honest. Just my opinion. That's all I know about him is the Rams.
They say he has a very quarterback friendly offense.
Right.
And he will be, isn't he also going to be the quarterback coach, I believe?
I think he's going to have something to do with them as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I looked at some of his numbers too. A couple places he's been. He's been successful. Of course, in 2018, I believe it was, the Rams offense was like the third best offense in the NFL. So, I mean, he's been successful. I mean, at Kentucky, and he's been a fan of Kentucky. I saw Curtis Birch interview him, and he talked about Jerry Lorenzen, Tim Couch.
He said he emulated Tim Couch. That was
So,
and he's immediately you get the Big Blue Nation on your side with a comment like that.
Yeah, young, fiery guy.
And I think that's also a good thing. We need somebody. That's what Lamar Thomas brought when we had him as the wide receivers coach. He'd take all in crap. Like he was there with a player mentality.
Yes.
You don't give up. You fight for this. No excuses, so on and so forth. And
and I feel like this with Liam Coen. I feel like he connects with the players. He's a younger guy. He connects more with the players, and that might help out with recruiting as well.
Well, and that was my next question was, do we think this is going to be have a positive impact on recruiting? And if this is a quarterback friendly offense, does that mean we finally get an elite level? And we can talk about our receivers having issues. And this is not me dogging any of our quarterbacks, but our quarterbacks in recent years have been here. They're good. They're solid.
Yeah.
They've got some game, but everybody else in the SEC. So we don't have to get the absolute best receivers in the world. If you get a better quarterback, or if you get the top-notch receivers, you can be a little down with the quarterback, but no, you got to have somebody that's got that can do the RPO, because that's like the way. That's what college football. I mean, that's what football is now.
Yeah.
RPO.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's going to open any transfer interest.
I don't. I mean,
I know there's been some speculation on that we could suddenly see a flurry of transfers. And when I first read that, I'm thinking, what, players from Kentucky leaving? And then I went and read further, and there was like players wanting to come to Kentucky because of Coen. So that'd be.
Well, I know the Dingle brothers, Justice and Jordan. The one brother, right, left Georgia Tech. So I mean that could be a possibility. From what I've read about this offensive new coach Liam Coen, his production looks more for the wide receivers, is what I'm seeing. And like I said, I don't know, just what the little bit that I've read, it looks like he's had more production with the wide receivers than quarterbacks. And I mean, I know that he's quarterback coach, but we need that.
and we have got some tremendous strength still at the running back position.
Oh yeah.
So we've got the balance there. If we got somebody that will spark up the passing game, then that's that little thing I think we need to get over that last hurdle. That's to get out of this middle. We stayed in the cellar for so long. Now we got a good solid middle standing. We got to get up into the upper tier here.
Right.
Now there's all of us just like on the heels of Coen. Then all of a sudden there's Eric Wolford from South Carolina as the new offensive line coach.
Yeah. And I don't know anything about him. When I
I
think
just
of
know we
South
keep beating
Carolina,
South
I'm like,
Carolina.
oh, yeah, I'm like, oh no. But I don't
That's
know.
all, yeah.
I don't know anything about him. But like you just said, once you hear South Carolina, you're like,
But at least that's somebody that has got experience in the SEC.
Yeah.
They know what
Yeah.
you're up against. And the thing that killed me was Vince Morrow. They were asking him, you know, what do you miss about having John Schlarman here for your offensive line? And Morrow said, well, and then he's like, y'all got to wait, man. And he was in tears. He's like, y'all caught me off guard. I'm going to have to answer a question about him. But he said, Schlarman, the thing about him recruiting, he could pick out offensive line talent. He knew it. He recognized it. He could tell him, that's who you need. Might not be apparent to most people. Nope, that's the guy we want. I'm telling you, big dog. Okay, if you say so, we'll bring him. And he says, and look, we get, you know. So we're going to be feeling the loss of Schlarman for a while, but
yeah,
there seems to be, like I said, I was really curious how Stoops, when he made his choices for the staff positions, still would like to see a special teams coach if you don't mind.
Yeah. On Schlarman, real quick though, I think that he's set in something that's going to be around Kentucky for a long time, known as the Big Blue Wall. I think when some of these top linemen hit, you've heard that. And I think that he's set that, and it's here to stay for a while. The Big Blue Wall to these linemen, it's a Kentucky thing, and it's here to stick around for a while. So, you know,
I mean, it's a point of pride, and they've got,
I think it's going to be one of those selling things, like, you know, Kentucky basketball. You know, it sells itself. Like Kentucky will be known, you know, for the Big Blue Wall. I mean, you heard over the past couple of years, they asked players from like Alabama and these big schools, you know, what was the toughest line that you faced? And, you know,
Kentucky.
these guys were, they were saying Kentucky. So, like I said, Schlarman set this in place, the Big Blue Wall, and it's here to stay.
And he might not be here, but his legacy is going to be around for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So the jury will be out on Wolford. You know, I guess we'll find out bowl game.
Yeah.
We'll get it. You know, you kind of forget about, but you know, man, you talk about having to hit the ground running.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wonder too, the bowl game, I think there'll be, it's not going to be unanimous, but I think,
a vast majority.
Okay. I think there's going to be several players sit this one out.
There were some that have, and totally respect it, because you know, like, you're not getting paid.
Right.
And let's face it, I don't care what some people's, you got 99.9% chance of being just fine. Well, not necessarily. You might have 99.9% chance of surviving. It doesn't mean that 6 months from now that you're not going to still be having difficulty breathing, that you're going to have memory issues.
Right.
Just, if it ain't your body, you don't have a right to tell anybody what they should risk.
Right.
Period.
Right. I mean, you can give your opinion. And my opinion is some of these guys that sit out, I mean, if you're going to the NFL, that's one thing. But if this is your last college game, it would be hard for me to sit out my last college game.
That would be hard for you.
But that, like I said, that's my opinion.
And like I said, hard for you.
Exactly.
But that doesn't, you know, and it doesn't mean that it's not hard for somebody to sit out, but they're maybe weighing
Yeah.
And now you look at some of these programs that, you know, as they've gone through the season, you find out how many of their players have become infected.
Yeah.
And was Syracuse basketball team, the entire team has been infected?
I'm not for sure.
There's one of them. I mean, it's ridiculous when you look at some of these numbers that you know, everybody's going to be safer on campus, but the infection rate in a team is higher than the infection rate over an entire.
Yeah. Some of them probably are, and we'll never know.
No, they get tested often enough.
Oh, I mean, that have been, and we'll never know, because it's against the law for us to know, really. You know what I'm saying? It's law to keep those things quiet.
We wouldn't know specifically. We would know X number of players. Now, a player can tell you all day long. The school cannot tell you.
Right.
If the player wants to tell you,
Yeah, that's his business. Yeah.
Now, it does bring, we just move on to the new starts in basketball. The new start being that we got a new coach who's an old coach. But then she was a new interim coach. But now she's not an interim coach. Now she's just regular head coach. She earned it and promptly went out and lost a game.
I was fixing to say you get the head coaching job and lose a game, which was a good game, by the way. What was it, about
2 points?
2 points.
86-84, I believe. But, DePaul's not chopped liver. You're playing at DePaul.
Right. Top 25 team.
Yeah. So, and we out-rebounded them. We had more second chance points.
Yeah.
But it just, we couldn't stop them from scoring. We were shooting fine, but we couldn't stop them from scoring.
Right.
And like I said, when you get down, it's a 2-point game. You've played good. But that's also, it kind of like you get a loss early in the year, and that's, because they've been pretty much just stomping everybody. They've been curb stomping everybody.
Yeah. What are they? 6-1, I believe.
They were 6-0 prior to yesterday, which was cool because DePaul's website, they were live streaming the game so I could watch it. And so, oh yeah, there you go. There you go. There. Oh, no, don't let, no. Okay. No. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Right. Well, big ups to DePaul for doing that.
Oh yeah. Like I said, it's I felt kind of bad for Coach Elzy though. I mean, like I said, you've been the official head coach for like 48 hours, and the next game you play. So you start over again, right? That's the whole thing.
Wasn't that game just like kind of added? Or was it on the schedule?
I think that one was added because I don't remember seeing that.
It was kind of added, like right there on the spot, kind of one of those kind of deals. Like, we'll go play this. We'll go play this team now.
And it's not exactly the dumbest thing any schools could do right now. You get somebody got a game available and you've got the proper time, because there's a great probability you might have a couple of weeks here or there that you're not going to get to play anything. So beef up on the games while you can.
Yeah, just be ready for that, because I believe it's going to be a thing this year.
Or then you could just be preparing for a week for a ball game. And then yesterday, guess what? We're changing your opponent. We want the opponents in the CBS Sports Classic.
Yeah.
The two matchups, we want the teams that play each other for their schools to closely align as much as possible with their opponent in terms of their COVID procedures and policies.
I don't understand that, though.
I'm thinking, because we know that Kentucky, there is no question that Kentucky is doing the whole bubble thing top to bottom. They're doing the multiple testing, their social distancing. I mean, Cal's gone on about it. And these players, they mask on all the time. They don't get to see anybody else. They're in their own bubble.
Right.
Till they go play a game, then they come back, stay in their bubble. So that told me that UCLA doesn't have a bubble worth of crap. That's just what it told me, because I know how stringent we are. So if they're giving us an opponent, then that says Ohio State and UCLA aren't close to it, and North Carolina's the closest to. I don't know.
I didn't understand at all. Aligning to the contact tracing. What?
I guess they didn't want somebody who takes the precautions and contact tracing procedures not as seriously, jeopardizing a team that does take it seriously. Because you got a team over here that.
But then you look at these schools, because Ohio State was very serious. They weren't even going to play football.
That was a Big Ten thing.
I mean, Okay, but still, I mean, like
Ohio State wanted to play. It was the conference that didn't want them to play. Ohio State wanted to play without anybody else. Just
right, because it seemed like Kentucky would get matched up with Ohio State being close.
No, it's not about being close, and I think Ohio has.
You know what I'm saying, though.
I know, but I think Ohio has worse infection rates right now than North Carolina does. But regardless,
those things are going to happen.
Anyway, we're playing North Carolina. I think I would have preferred playing UCLA right now with this team or with what they've been through. But
yeah,
you put North Carolina. That's a big name.
Yeah,
on the front of the chest, and in spite of some people that still dogging the team, still dogging Coach Cal.
Oh yeah,
because Coach Cal told me, he said this is what he wanted. He's going to wants to put Clark at the point. He's and Devin as his backup. He goes, but I like Devin, Davion, and Terrence on the court together. They each bring something different. He said the lesson he's trying to teach him. Of course, Cal never can get his quote straight. That's how I got to talking. I've told that story about the media day last year. He couldn't remember the "don't throw the baby out with the bathwater."
Oh, yeah.
He said, "You don't want to throw the baby or something." And I was like, "No, you don't want to throw the baby, and you don't want to throw it out with the bathwater."
That was the first time you spoke.
Yes. Yes, it was. So I was brave enough and asked him a question after that. But anyway, he was trying, I believe, to get a C.S. Little quote, because I happened to have pulled that quote out this past week, so I remembered it well. He was telling his players that they need to think less of themselves, but don't think less of themselves, which is like something Yogi Berra would say.
Right.
And then, of course, because he mangled it, he had to explain what he meant was that you don't tear yourself down, but you got to not focus on you.
Yeah.
So the quote that Cal wanted, I want to clarify this. Everybody listening can share this information. Far and wide, what Cal meant to say was, don't think less of yourself. Think of yourself less.
And there you have it.
So doesn't that make perfect sense to you? Like that's what Cal's saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't make the vote. That's not me, but you're not going, I suck.
Right.
So that's where he's going with it. BJ Boston wanted to start a breakfast club.
Yeah. Which I don't.
Yeah, and only one player.
Right.
Although.
I thought that was weird, though, for him they asked him that, and he's like, yeah, but I've only got such and
Cameron Fletcher, the one who I said might be our junkyard dog.
Yeah.
No, it's a good thing that you do that. When you say that, and it comes out in the press that I didn't want to get up and eat the breakfast club to help my shooting with my teammates. When I got two of them in there, well, crap. Yeah.
Just got called out.
Well, a couple of years ago, I'm trying to remember which team. I don't know if it was with Fox. Or the year before. One of those in there. Not last year, but 2 or 3 years ago. Somebody started a breakfast club and only one person joined.
Yeah.
And somebody asked him about it on a weekly press conference. Yeah, well, I sent text to everybody and only one of them showed up. And the next week, there was 9 of them.
So hopefully it turns out the same way. But yeah, he started the breakfast club. And Cameron Fletcher, who hasn't seen much playing time the last couple of games. One game he didn't even play at all.
Well, like I said, I think if he's out there working, and Cal notices that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the first half against Notre Dame, we stunk it up.
Mm.
The second half, we came out and it was a Kentucky basketball team.
This is what I'm talking about. I've seen some good stuff, but I got a question. And I don't want to hear foul trouble. I don't want to hear that. Why did Isaiah Jackson only play 16 minutes in this game?
Well,
I'll tell you this. He played 16 minutes, and he was the second leading rebounder with 5 rebounds. There was only one player ahead of him with 7. That was Sarr. And Sarr played 30-some minutes. Now, I do know that Isaiah Jackson had a couple early fouls, and he was the first half. He was in foul trouble, but 16 minutes.
Well, but you think about it, if you miss 7 or 8 in the first half because of foul trouble, he would have been probably in the mid-20s if he hadn't had to be sitting so much in the first half.
Yeah, still 25 minutes at least.
Well, you can't get 25 minutes if you're sitting out 15 of them. It's not, I mean, that's, I know you don't want to hear foul trouble, but I think that was,
yeah.
How many turnovers did he have?
Maybe 1.
Well, that's one thing. So I was saying, what we talked about last week, how do we fix these things? 11 turnovers for the game. That is strong.
Yeah.
14 assists, that's not the number. I mean, I'd like to see is closer to, I'd like to see the 17 to 20 range.
Yeah, Isaiah Jackson had one of those assists in his 16 minutes.
Well, maybe he didn't have enough now.
Right. And he had 1 point. But the 5 rebounds is what I was getting at in 16 minutes. And he was the second leading rebounder on the team.
Well, you'd have to, I know what you could do. You could put on that really bad black beard with the really bad black hair. And you could be the UK media and you could ask him the question.
Right. That was my KSR impersonation. That was funny, right?
Oh, I laughed at how many people got ticked off about it.
Oh man, I got some bad messages.
Did you?
But yeah, and I'm gonna make those a little funny thing this weekend.
Oh, cool. Because I was like, well, you probably got some people in Powell County mad. That's like you shouldn't have picked a specific county.
It just came out because I know some people from Powell County.
I know. Like,
they're great people. So I was like, I'm sure they appreciate
well, I coach in Powell County and I can do better than that.
Right. And it wasn't like anything bad toward Powell County because I know some great people there.
Oh, no. But as soon as you popped out with the county,
let's be honest. Right.
But most of them, yeah. I played basketball middle school and
right. And I was only being those characters in that Snapchat filter little video that I did.
And the thing was, you were actually, I was gonna say you were actually quoting things people had posted on various social media platforms.
Right. Those were real comments that from people on social media. And
when I read some, I'm like, really? You going there?
Yeah.
They were too busy making Black Lives Matter videos. They weren't practicing.
Unbelievable.
Did they not make that video in August?
The hair show was kind of, I'm like, we do have the best hair, though. We really do. I mean,
they have commented that, and it's a fair question. How does Askew keep his hair to stay up? It never falls over.
Right.
It defies gravity.
Right.
But that's the whole thing. When it's that thick, it should fall. It stays there. Frighteningly strong hair.
Right. But that was my Isaiah Jackson question. I'm like, no, that's not foul trouble. Was he one of the people that was doing something that Cal didn't like? Because I know Fletcher was one of them. Was Isaiah Jackson the other? Surely not. Surely not the smartest player on the court.
I would not think that Fletcher, because I thought he was like the biggest scrappy dog one. And why would you go and do something stupid?
Well, he got lost a couple times.
But what I'm saying, I mean, like I said, when you see those early on, the ones that catch your eye for the effort and for their basketball IQ or whatever, you're thinking, okay, they're going to be great.
Yeah.
and then they do stupid stuff.
Yeah, it happens.
And let's face it, well, these 20, 21-year-olds, and I'm thinking, what team are you watching? Where are all the 20 and 21-year-olds on our roster? I would like to meet them. Outside of Olivier Sarr. What
a game he had.
He stayed out of foul trouble for the most part. Yeah. The one thing that I thought with the Notre Dame game, and like I said, and to get that close, at least have a shot at the end.
Yeah.
And Sarr, you could tell he was crushed.
Yeah.
And what I loved more than anything else was watching every one of his teammates come over to build him back up. Dude, you didn't lose the game. Team game. The shot didn't fall.
Right. Now, you would think an older player would know that, though. Because when he put his head down, I was like, that's not what an older player.
No, an older player going, that was the last shot. That was him. If it was a shot and there was still time on the court, he wouldn't have dropped his head like that. But when it's the last shot, you miss it, and you could have won the game, completed the comeback, won the game. And I think that was more of I let my teammates down. That's what that's the veteran that he wanted to win that game. That was just passion. That was competitive spirit.
Right.
His teammates are like, dude,
right.
Don't hang your head for us.
Let me ask you this. A lot of people, I saw comments, and a lot of people were saying if Boston doesn't fumble around with this ball on that pass, then Devin Askew's putback would have been good. Do you think that, or do you think Carr gets a better shot?
If I was 5'10" and weighed 120 pounds, I would be a supermodel.
Right.
I mean, if nobody
did take some time, and
but I mean, there was two bobbles.
Yeah,
there was the initial bobble with the first pass starting the whole thing, and then the little bobble over there. So yeah, I mean, it could have, but
right. If.
But to me, the biggest thing that happened was that these players, I mean, it's like when they came back out in the second half, it was like a light switch came on.
Yeah, defense.
And it's not just that. It's what I've heard from several of the players did not realize they had to play that hard the whole game. They thought they were playing hard. And then, you lose. And Cal's like, you're not playing as hard as you think you are. I want you to get out there and go after it. Well, then you go out there and you go after it like, oh, man, we weren't playing hard.
Yeah.
And then playing hard sounds hard until you watch yourself make a basket, get a stop, make a basket, get a stop.
Right.
And all of a sudden you have a 13-zip run on the other team. You're right back in the game. Playing hard is a whole lot easier then.
Yeah, Notre Dame went without scoring for like 9 minutes.
Yeah,
the defense. I'm like, that's the defense that I was telling people about at the beginning of the season before we really started. I was like, this is going to be a great defensive, and here I am going, maybe I was wrong, which I rarely am. So I was a little depressed about it. So,
no.
Just saying.
Rarely. Oh, jeez.
But no, I was, and there it was.
All I'm saying is my odds of winning Powerball are probably greater than you being right 2 weeks in a row.
Whoa.
Just saying.
Wow.
But we watched it. It was a whole different. Like watching them trying to look at each other and their passing and everything in the first half, it was just like everybody's a step slow.
Yeah.
Everybody. And then the second half, when that first three fell in the second half, then it was like, we can hit three more of these.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we're going to make sure Notre Dame doesn't.
Right. They're going to fight.
And the rebounding in the second half was just like, every time Notre Dame took a shot, I'm like, you're not getting your rebound. I can already tell you. Because I see three guys already on their way to the board now. And Notre Dame looked like they were playing with their feet in cement blocks.
Yeah.
And they weren't playing that poor, but that's just by contrast, by how much the Cats stepped up the level of the game, now that they know that, and now that it's North Carolina,
yeah.
and I'm sure some of the Kentucky media has told you how important it is that you must beat North Carolina.
Who is it in this game against North Carolina for Kentucky set some kind of record? Because that seems to be the theme the last few times we've played. You know, it was Ashton Hagens with 8 steals.
Malik Monk with 42 points.
Yeah, I have that
was
shirt.
There.
I have that shirt.
I was
has
there
little
in
X's
person.
everywhere where he shot. Yeah, I mean, so who is it? Let's go ahead and make a prediction. Now, who is it on this team, on this Kentucky team, that sets some kind of record against North Carolina?
Let's see. There are so many options. I believe I think I'm going to go with Terrence Clark.
And what?
Well, he's going to set some kind of record.
Right. Okay.
I mean, it's going to be a personal record, right, but I'm going to say 9 assists.
Wow, I like it. Heck yeah.
Going to put you in the points. You're going to get 9 assists.
Right.
And then just for funsies, he's going to add a couple of threes.
Okay. Going to facilitate and hit threes.
Well, you know, after a while, they're going to notice he's facilitating. So they're going to go sprint. Okay.
Thank you. Go. Right.
Okay. So that's my choice.
And of course, you know, I'm going with my guy, Isaiah Jackson, on block.
Well, see, because you just aren't even remotely original.
Yeah, I am original. I'm the one that was down with Isaiah Jackson from day one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's how tall it is. That's the only one you're talking about, Jackson.
Okay. I mean, that's original.
No, it's not original anymore.
I'm going to say blocks. I don't even know what a record is on blocks. I mean, but
then you better call a number.
Because somebody call who would know?
I'll look it up myself.
Corey Price would know.
Now, are we talking about a record against North Carolina or a record?
Yeah, just in this game. It'll be that game.
I'm trying to type quietly so you won't be complaining about it when you're editing the sound.
I never complain.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, just like you're always right.
I mean, facts are facts.
Well, if only you'd start using a few of them.
But yeah, I like this North Carolina game. So, I mean,
I would have liked it if we had known sooner.
But we know what's going on. We know that we're in a pandemic and we know these things are going to happen. So I'm okay with it. It's not like we're the only team that's like, oh,
but when you've got no, it's not. No,
we're getting ready for UCLA. Well, now they have to get ready for somebody else too. And so does North Carolina.
Well, it's not going to tell me on a simple search.
And we need this win because they are a top 25 team. So we need that win.
And then we have to embarrass Louisville after that.
Louisville game's right after that, huh? Okay, the 26th.
So we got to take care of business there.
And one thing I don't like is I'm missing Tuesday or Wednesday games and Saturday. Now we just get Saturday. But
okay, let me just remind you and remind most of the Big Blue Nation who back in June, July said, if we can just have basketball.
And I'm fine with it.
I don't care. Long as I get some basketball.
I'm still missing it, but I'm cool with it. I'm fine with it.
Just be thankful you've got any of it is all I'm saying.
I am. I like 2 games a week. Just saying.
Again, I would like to be 5'10" and weigh 120 pounds.
Okay.
There's a lot to be said of things I would like, and that's just not one of the things that's happening.
Right.
But anyway, once again, because I am going to remember, and we've made our bold predictions. We've covered everybody that's starting over. I like to think of this. This is Kentucky basketball starting their season over this weekend.
Yeah, let's go Big Blue, man. Get behind your team and quit
Belly aching about every damn thing.
Yeah, man. Gosh.
Ugh. You're not going to steal my joy.
No.
And Kentucky losing isn't stealing my joy either. I've got like the most amazing grandson in the world who's just all the things that little baby goes through. And goes to that man. He had to get one of his immunizations today, and he had to get blood work.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this kid has to get blood work every 3 weeks.
Right.
And he's happy all the time. He complains less than you self-centered, selfish, narrow-minded
folks.
Always complaining negative Nancy's who think you know how to coach and you don't.
Right. And I got Snapchat. So, I mean, I will get on there and get a filter and make fun of whoever. No one is safe because I will call you out and make fun of you.
He might fuzz out your name, but he will have your quote. And people that have read it, they will see.
No, I'm putting names in now. From now on, I'm putting names.
Well, you put one name in on that one.
Yeah. There were so many comments. I'm like, man, I'm not like cutting and pasting all
I
these,
think the Powell County dude was probably 5 different commenters all rolled up in one.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, I couldn't take everybody's. I mean, that would just be, they would take me all day, and I'm not wasting much time like that on these people. just enough to make it silly funny of them, you know.
Fire cow.
Right.
Yeah, but you and dark hair, that was strange. Anyhow, once a reminder, that's next Wednesday, or the next time there is a Wednesday. It's not like Wednesday and then the next one. It's the next time your calendar tells you that it's a Wednesday.
The next Wednesday.
Which will be December the 23rd, Christmas Eve.
It will be
Christmas Eve.
Next Wednesday.
Which is Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I don't say that. That's worse than saying egg. When you say Eve, that's worse than egg.
No, because people actually Eve has been a thing. Yeah, they do. And they've been saying it for years. And if you had gotten that ugly thing out of your ears and that you kept repeating, you would have heard Eve. No. But we could call it Christmas Eve Square.
Wow.
You could follow us on the Insta, on the gram, at Rockin' KY Blue. You can follow us on the Twitter machine, at Rockin' KY Blue. You could follow the wrong one at JHAZZEKY on Twitter and JAYHAZZEKY on the gram. Don't. You can follow me. I'm at Forever Big Blue, FOREVER. Yeah, Big Blue altogether. No spaces of any kind. You can find our podcast anywhere you get a podcast. Wherever. It's like almost embarrassing. We have so many places you can find our podcast.
Right. And I'd like to add to go to YouTube and follow us there as well. Videos, all our live streams, and all the little silly videos that I'm going to make and put up. Yeah, will be on the YouTube. So follow us on YouTube, subscribe, like, hit the little bell, do all those things at Rockin' KY Blue.
And most importantly, if you don't like something, send us a message. Tell us what it is you don't like. We can try to make it better. If you do like it, you don't even have to tell us. Tell your friends. Share it. That's word of mouth. That's what builds the audience. Is you all that are kind enough to take your time to listen to us. Somebody was binging on our podcast this week. Yeah. They had to catch up, so I'm like settled in and binging. Have at it, my friend. 46 episodes. You might be there for a while. Stay well hydrated. Having difficulty. Anyway, all that said, like I said, the holidays are coming in, and creeping up on us pretty quick. Like, of course, I had my shopping done before December got here, so I had most of my shopping done before October got here because I shop all year round and put things in the gift closet so that I don't take a big hit.
Yeah, my wife does that. So,
well, sometimes you find clearance stuff, unexpected. It's like, my daughter would so love that. That'd make a perfect Christmas present. So what if it's April?
Right. This is crazy. Like, it's 1 hour exactly, and we're wrapping it up. Like, I'm kind of proud of you.
Well, I had to stretch it this time. I started saying goodbye 3 minutes ago.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm proud. I'm like, wow, man. Like, she really knows what an hour is.
You're the one who usually talks.
Wow. No.
Anyway, even if we stay at home, we're going from room to room, so wherever we go and whatever we do,
we're always rocking Kentucky Blue.
Thanks for listening to the Rockin' Kentucky Blue podcast. You can find us on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, Spotify, Radio Public, or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to stop by and leave us a rating and review. And tune in next time for another episode of Rockin' Kentucky Blue.